Hi guys, these days we're recording with OBS Studio. Simple screen recorder at this point in time cannot run anymore due to an update of FFmpeg. Doesn't matter. Use what works. It's the Linux motto. Let's make the video and let's go for the past. Let's install an old ISO of beginning of June. Let's take this one, install it, and then update it, because this is the update video. What is this? Every month we release ISOs, and every month we will make 2 videos and an article, and it contains one, how to stay rolling, how to update, and it's always something new coming up, right? So there are many videos about how to update the system, how to stay stable, efficient, Bajor-C, aliases, key problems, right? There's always something that we can add, so you get the knowledge to maintain this free operating system based on Arch. And the next video is what is new, what have we done recently. Starting from June till end of July, and then later on, normally each month. But there is something you need to know, that July and August for ArcoLinux are holidays, right? We say goodbye for a few months to the project and then say, okay, let's just take some time for family and friends and vacation, holidays. So holiday season is almost upon us, but first we need to make the release for the 1st of July, and then we'll be in holiday officially. Just installing the old ISO of June. I've made many videos about how to install ArcoNet, ArcoPlasma, ArcoPro, right? And in essence, it's the same as all the ArcoLinux XL, XS, etc. Because, right, it's all basically the same tool, Columars. And you saw me go for an easy installation because the advanced installation will update it. And I want to make a video how to update, right? So this, what you see now, is a bit and a byte copy. So this is what we're going to put on the VirtualBox machine here, is the status, the packages of a month ago. Well, you know exactly how long ago. Ctrl-Alt-T, ISO. It's the one from May 23, 8 o'clock, 49 minutes, 47 seconds. At that point in time, those packages that were available are on the ISO, and shortly they will be on the virtual machine, right? So that's basically what's happening here. We're gonna move everything from A to B. Like I said, I am recording this with OBS Studio, which is a bit of a nuisance in the sense that with the choices I've made, I can't pause the video. I can't pause it. So I have to keep talking. Now, that is not an issue for Eric Dubois. But yeah, it's what it is, right? We'll wait for a package build that actually is going to work again, so that simple screen recorder works for us. That one I can pause. Keep configuration close. So we have this set up. We can repeat a little bit the ArcoLinux welcome app again, right? Welcome, online and offline, the difference between needing internet, maybe needing VPNs, right? It's all there. Add a VPN. There are lots of choices. I have no clue what all this is, because in Belgium we don't need it, but I do hear India and other countries that they need a VPN connection in order to get packages in. So this is your way to figure it out. Watch some forums where it's explained what you should do in your country. So offline is always going to work, right? That's going to be ideal. But then you get XFCE. What you see is what you get. You'll get this, and everything is good, and everything is fine. But every distribution makes its choices. I'll choose Cinnamon as desktop, or I'll choose Mate as desktop. And there's so much more in choices you have to make as a distribution developer, right? But you are a user, and this is Eric Dubois. He's a user, and he uses a script to tell him, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. That's the 400, right? I run this script after every clean installation of ArcoLinux. I say this distribution sucks. I want to change it. I don't want Nomax, I don't want this, I don't want Paru bin or Yay bin, etc. It goes down the list, and if it's available, it will remove it. I don't want video AMD GPU, etc., etc. There are things in here like the Korean and the Japanese font and the Chinese font. It's good. It's for calamars, right? Support for calamars, but I don't want it. I don't want the backgrounds for XFCE. So I'm really going into quite some detail and length to tell them, if you are on Carly, then you remove this. If you are on this, you remove that, etc. There are so many elements in here to set my personal Arch-based system. So in personal, when I'm on Archman, I do this. When I'm on Arco, I do this. Area, I do this. Arizer, Big Linux, Carly, EOS, Garuda, Manjaro, Ribono, Sierra, right? I'm trying to convince you that it's all Arch Linux. ArcoLinux, yeah, we do have an ISO, but is it that important? No, we are based on Arch. We are just Arch Linux with a twist, right? We have 90% packages all from these guys, those guys. These are the packages from Arch. We have 5% from AOR. That's these guys. And then we have 5% from us. So the AOR is interesting. And if you have no clue what this is, what I did years ago is, how did I do that again? Go to the AOR. I suppose, yeah, like this. Packages. Here we see a number. That's good to know. I thought 50,000, but no, 86,000 packages that are available, but there are 9,000 that nobody cares about. Right? Orphan means nobody's maintaining it. Packages the past few days, 7 days, year day. So 30,000. So half of it has been updated in the past year. Never updated. It's a bunch and registered users. All right, so it's interesting statistics. Now we know. In the meantime, waiting till this finishes, right? I keep talking. So the AOR is where the package builds are. Like I said, simple screen recorder is today an issue because of an update, and you can find information about these things here. Now, I wanted to tell you something else, like this. Years ago, I came across this AOR thing, and I thought, how shall I find my way in 8,852 of these lines or these pages, right? And the last one is 1852. So it's correct. That's the very last number. Well, click on popularity. That's what I did years ago to get to know the Linux apps. Popularity, I guess we need to go to one more. So from the high number to the low number. So popular is Octopi, and then what it's well, the utility behind it. Yay, so the AOR builders, and Paru, WeChat, Universal, BRAP, right? Betterbird, Bin, Visual Studio Kim. So there are things in here you might recognize, like Brave, Ventoy maybe, Spotify, things you recognize, but on page 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10, etc., right? You'll figure out, if you see things, didn't know that existed, right? So have a look. I did that myself, and then votes the same thing. So this is actually somebody, a person, telling I want to vote for this app. This is a great app, okay? So from the biggest number down to the smallest one, already here at 418 on page 1. So have a look what people vote for, and maybe you see why, right? You understand why you want to have that as well. Let's see here some Vista fonts. How about that? The Microsoft Vista and Office 2007 true type fonts. It's all there. Voila. It's that easy for me to just keep on talking. You may or you may not know that I am a teacher. Let's boot up. Topic of the video: how do we update? Is there something special? A month ago we had this thing, right? We have this ArcoLinux welcome app, AWA. There is information here, that's credits here, welcome here. We launched SophieRem, the ArcoLinux 3 tool. We update the mirrors, Arch mirrors, not ArcoLinux mirrors, Arch mirrors. And the screen resolution is there for the tiling window managers, but this is not a tiling window manager. So we got a complete settings folder or screen where we can add and change things like this one, apply, sure, all settings, close, and I like my wallpapers with Alt N. I will change the wallpaper and we can do it like this, wallpaper selector, and say I'd like the fishies. Voila. Control T, let's update. Now I've made many educational videos. There are lots of aliases to remember. Probably, unless you say otherwise, I think we are the distro that has the most aliases available. And well, sometimes we do forget, so type alias and then you have a look again, what was it again? And if you remember, it was alias and it had something to do with grep, so you pipe it through to grep. It had something to do with fix, and then you have a look, right? If you only remember a few letters or one letter, you'll get all the aliases that has the word fix in it. And I say, oh, key fix, that's what it was, etc. Okay, so aliases, important. There in the bash RC, FF is what we type, but FF is launching fast fetch. Since a few months ago we said, let's just Ctrl-Alt-T, have a blank terminal, right? Neofetch is the trigger. Neofetch stopped. Neofetch is an application, like there's so many applications that show you some information about the hardware. All you need to do if you want to have those guys again, you type in fast fetch, because fast fetch is sort of follow-up, right? And Neofetch, well, probably won't be developed anymore. And it's a good thing that you see this message. Let's put this in the focus here. What is happening? If you have been on ArcoLinux or ArchLinux or anything Arch based, that should trigger something. And actually it says it, right? Use sy to download. Basically there's no database. Something to remember is SUV. SUV is a car, right? SUV, it's a car. It gives you all the information. Here's the configuration, here's the database. You'll find that this thing is empty. Ctrl-Shift-C, Super Shift Enter, go to here, Ctrl-V, Enter, right? It's empty. Pacman would like to have a database, so it knows where are the packages, what packages are where, right? That's basically the database. And it needs it all. For the core, that's Arch, and that's Arch. But also for the ArcoLinux repos, where are the packages? What packages can I find where? That's the question. So first we do sudo pacman -sy as it's suggested in the line above there, like this. And then you see something extra. So oh, look at that, sync. And here are the databases. Opening it doesn't make sense, right? But well, it's a database. And then now it knows, okay, fine, cool, let's update the system. Now there are two things to do. Maybe best to do it, just for my sake. Backup skel, just to know what's going on my system. I do a backup skel. And then I can't go out of the window here. That's a VirtualBox setting. If I type backup skel, check, I got a copy of skel. What is skel? Okay, what is skel? Skel is where if you create a new user, right, it will use the settings that are in here. The new user will get this So if calamares uses this to create your name, in my case it's Eric, right up here, the username, it's gonna copy paste over this. But during updating, we'll update this as well, of course. So it's up to you to see, is there something new in etc that I don't have? Now we don't have the time to do it manually because it's possible with melt an application, but we kind of like to do that with tools and then with a script, and easy, right? Easy and fast. This is a backup only from etc. There are more things updated just in etc. But for tiling window managers, that's important because that's where the config is. That's where the correction is. That's where the update is. So updated is. Let's see. I've made a name change. That's all it is. Nothing more. Since GTK4 is coming to our and to us, right? We'll just say let's just remove the number and just call it GTK and put 3 and the 4 together in the GTK serve and arc. That's it. For now, that's the only one. And then we update. Now, if there are issues, and that's possible, always possible, what we should do, I don't know if I can find it again, but let's go to the internet. Arch wiki signing. Packages are signed by names. Packages are signed. We can initialize keys and all that. So this is a page to read. I'm not sure where I could find it. There's such a cool website somewhere. Sign keys, sign and keys maybe, and then cloud maybe. I don't know if it's called cloud. No. Sign keys. Package signing, how to refresh, create and sign, package signing. Nope, I will not find it today in this video. But yes, people, there are certain persons, important persons in ArcoLinux that have a signing key and they can sign the keys from somebody else, and on it goes, right? On it goes. An update, okay, sure. So just saying that there are keys. Okay, there are keys. That means you have to remember only this thing. -s archlinux-keyring. That's it, right? If there are issues with keys, make sure you install that one first. First do an update. That means you add this little thing next to it, right? That's it. Remember that. Keys, remember that. Second thing to remember is our simple way of fixing keys, and it's called fixkey, right? Don't forget that. There's fixkey, there is fix keys and keys. We've made so many aliases, so if you make an error and say, what was it again? It's all there, right? All these things point to the same, exactly the same script. So alias grab fix, right? It's all the same thing. It's pointing to usual local bin ArcoLinux fix pacman databases and keys. So we're going to create a clean slate environment for pacman to have again the GNU PG, have again, well, get rid of the old databases that might be corrupt, etc., etc. So it really fixes the keys from ArcoLinux, from ArcoLinux, from Chaotic, I think from Endeavor as well, and etc. Right? So all the keys that it can find, it will, if you added more keys, everything it can find, it will just try and add it. So that's the fix key. That's something to remember. These both guys will solve you and will save you in the future. So as you see, there's not much to update. The only thing was a yes, and that was it. So if we do a backup skel again, and we should reboot after such a big update, but these two guys, if we melt it, if melt is installed, you can compare. So right mouse click, melt. If it's not installed yet, because we want to have a minimal ISO, then you install it, right? It's not installed, then you install it. Then you can do melt if you like, if you want. You don't want to see what's the same, don't want to see that. You want to see what's different, and this is different, and that's different, and X resources. Oh yeah, we got a tip from somebody said you have to get rid of this for Emacs, I think, if I recall correctly, and then the look is a little bit better for Emacs, for those who use it. Fine. So that's the change, and that's it, right? This is something we should talk about, but this is nothing. Bin has a folder, has a lot of fun, by the way. So let's do one thing as fun. Color wheel looks like this, right? For screenshots, that's fun. There's the bonsai tree, etc., etc. So this is all fun, but in here is also the stay rolling. We like you to continue to stay rolling, and from each ISO, if we jump 1 month, every month there's an ISO, and we have a look. If you want to stay rolling, if you want to stay close to the ISO, then this is what you do. Decisions that we've made in the ISO, on the ISO, will be added in here. Remove this or install that. Now, this is your home directory, and we have something called skel. So if you don't know what skel is, here is the URL. Have a look, right? Skel can be a blessing or a curse. It will save you for tiling window managers, for example. If you do skel, everything works because that's the config. That's our config. Our config is working. So if you messed it up, that's your savior. So have a look. There are lots of information about skel, and for us it's very simple. We can just do yes, enter. It's gonna copy paste, and as you see, there's a folder here extra from March to April, from April to May, and from May to June. What I need to make is actually this one, Control C, Control V, and we're gonna jump to 7, right, from 6 to 7. And as you saw, there was nothing to do. So we give you an empty file, just empty, saying nothing to do. There's nothing. Well, you have to press this yes thing, but right, that's so many. There are so many times you have to acknowledge an update like that. So let's just enter, and done. I'll take a look again if there is anything else I should have a look. So I'll check the ISO. But for now, we've done everything, right? Maybe one thing more. If you installed something from the AUR, we just had a look what the AUR is and where you can find the files and the votes and the popularity, those things, right? So if you've done, no, it's gone again. If you've installed something, you do an upall. An upall is basically an alias. Alias upall. It's gonna make, all right, a paru thing. Paru minus SYU, no confirm. Go install everything, update everything. Not install, update, right? Anything that's coming from the AUR that's not on the repo from Arch, the repo from Arco, or any other repo you have available, well, it will be built. It takes a while building, but that's the fun, right? Part of the fun. Let's test if it's working. So reboot. This is Linux Zen. Maybe we can continue a little bit, right? And go into the next step, which is, so I've got a new installed system. I've got a new operating system. What's next, right? Well, first of all, make it available to click, but I don't think that's gonna work here. Control Alt R, let's reboot. Linux Zen, let's see if we got some access now. That's always can happen with VirtualBox. It is what it is. It's not the real thing. It's not real metal, right? So no, there's no way for me to access the menus for some reason. So let's see if we can just use the other kernel. Close. Okay, power off is good, huh? Okay. Let's finish the video here with the other one. Let's get rid of that one. Start. So E is gonna say I'm gonna launch with Linux Zen, and advanced options. There's the other Linux kernel, right? The one I use regularly. Well, the last 6 years, 7 years, I should say, by now. The other reflex I had was Wayland. It's no Wayland, so that's no problem, because Wayland on VirtualBox is frustrating and not working. So, well, working and not working. Enfin, just use real metal for instance, Wayfire and Hyperlin. GNOME is working and Plasma is working. They do an extra effort. Anyway, we have a system that's working, and what I like to say next is there is something called remove. Remove all kernels but Linux. So you see the Linux Zen kernel, today it's not okay, right? So there is a line that says remove all the kernels but the Linux kernel. And if we do ff for fast fetch, sudo pacman -s fast fetch, then we know that we have, where are you? The Linux kernel, we have here the Linux kernel, this one, so this one is working. Kernels is another thing, so we have 2 kernels. Each time we update something like systemd, then all the boot files need to be updated. That takes a while. Zen isn't working as well, so why not just remove everything? And that's this line, right? Script to remove all the Linux kernels but the Linux kernel. Yes, sure, go, right? So choose. This case, I'm choosing to remove Linux Zen headers because on VirtualBox it didn't work at this point in time, right? There I see also the Broadcom here and the Realtek. Don't like that either because none of them are on this machine. And there is the remove Broadcom and Realtek. So there are easy things in here, small things, small diamonds hidden away, gems that you need to discover and clean up your act, basically. When we're talking about cleaning up your act, what I'll do is get Nemesis on ArcoLinux. I get scripts, and these scripts, let's see if we have something else we can remove. So maybe you like to remove conkeys, debugging if you're building things, if you always are building things with AWAR, Paru and Yay. On a clean machine, it's gonna build 2 packages, package 1 and package 1 minus debug. And that's annoying. So if you build a lot of packages, remove debug in the etc make package.conf, done. You don't like variety, that's the one you need to remove. Kmix is there for an app from Plasma. Variety, right? Remove what you think you want to remove and stay in control. And staying in control is archlinux-nemesis. That is the name, that is a subtitle, that is a motto of archlinux-nemesis. We remove all kinds of things with 400 and then we go install stuff, personal stuff, settings, putting bookmarks there, putting transparency in the console of Plasma there, etc, etc, etc. Settings I'd like to have on each real clean install that I've made. Why should I do everything over again and over again if I can make a copy paste to the new system? That's it, right? Make a copy paste to the system. One of the things I've created is var. That's just for me. But if you're in love with variety, as I am, then now variety is set up to get stuff from Wallhaven, right? These wallpapers, you often ask me, Eric, that's a nice wallpaper, give it to me. No, I won't, right? Use variety. Variety, a setting, and you have all the wallhaven abstract tags, minimal tags, space tags, cipher tags, simple tag. Each one of them will provide you with wallpapers continuously. Every hour, I don't know, minute, you'll get wallpapers, and you choose what you like and you keep what you like. And an Alt F is telling it's a favorite. Alt F, right? Favorite. It's now saved somewhere. And all you need to do is learn a little bit about variety, and we've made plenty of articles, plenty of videos about it. And from time to time, I'll move the content of my favorites to my cloud. And then you get 6 GB of wallpapers, right? And then we choose. Enjoy ArcoLinux, enjoy the learning. That's one thing I'd like to add. Yes, we're called ArcoLinux. And yes, we have ISOs, but no, we are more than an ISO. We try to explain desktops. We explain you how to build ISOs. We explain you how to create a distro, ArcoLinux ISO. There are other ways than Calamares. So ALCI is there, Ariser is there. So there's also, let's forget everything about ArcoLinux and just go to ArchLinux, because in the end, try to convince you that in the end it's all about Arch. We are Arch with some spices, and we use the term, right? We use the term spices, Arch way. Oh, come on, spices. Yes, there we go. All in one, Arch install spices. So I can create from any ArcoLinux and any ArcoLinux based system, Archcraft, Endeavour, Garuda, I can change it to an ArcoLinux. It's all packages, configs, and once you're there, you will keep working on Arch because you get Arch. You feel, I need a piece of the puzzle there, a config here, a file there. I'm in control, and that's where I would like you to bring after all these phases after all these 4,100 videos. That's what I like to guide you to control. All right, have fun.